Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion Plays Wizard of Legend. Somehow, I have found myself in the position of being the preeminent Wizard of Legend content creator on youtube.com/Northernlion. I don't know how it happened. The thing is, I'm just so good at video games and so mentally broken that I just play games until I get decent and everybody else has long since quit. I've just noticed our relic, not very good. Idealist Mirror. Not, oh my god, I didn't even know what our Q did until then. Not a particularly strong setup. To start with, no Chaos Arcana, which is how you know, like, things could be better. But we got room to improve, for one. And beyond that, let's focus on the positives. One positive is, apparently, I have probably reached the moment. Please do not think of this as overly braggadocious. I'm better than the game. I'm not, like, better at being a person than the developers. I'm just better at beating the game now than the game is at beating me. I think we finally reached that point. We've been at that point in Isaac for a while. I'm going to level with you. We're at that point in Slay the Spire, whether you want to believe it or not. We're ranking well on dailies most of the time. And we finally, after a long, hard-fought approach, have reached that in this game as well. I'm just noticing as well, we are starting with, you son of a gun. We're starting with 300 HP, which is an indication that, everything hurts. And everything is gonna hurt even more. We need to buy Arcana early, and we should have the opportunity. 300 HP means if we're gonna go for a glass cannon build, we're gonna be a little sketched out. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Go for it. There we go. I actually really like our Q. You might think I was about to be negative about it, but I'm not. I think our signature is just fine. I like it because it does a lot of damage. Ooh, like if we ever get ourselves going in some kind of crit build, it's going to synergize decently there. I like having line agents, and it does open up a... no. Double toil, so cooldowns are reduced by half, but you receive double damage. Very dangerous, but I love it, you know. Anything that allows us to go ham, I'm totally 100% on board for. I'm on board like the menu on your favorite airline. The other thing I like about the fire agent here is that it opens up a class of relics that previously, on most runs, end up being unavailable to us. We can also use our Q so much more frequently now. I'm not gonna say endlessly, but much more frequently. Also, now we got an Arcana for free. Do we still want to pay for one? Yeah, like probably. I tried to use R to use our signature. That is a bad play. Like anything that affects summoned agents helps us out now. Now I'll level with you. I think the summoned agent items in this game are horrible. Nah. But they're horrible because of situationality. You know, they're only useful when you already have summoned agents. I don't know how useful they are if you have summoned agents. They may or may not be useful. All I know is that they are absolutely 100% useless if you don't. So that's why I think those are, generally speaking, terrible items, but I'm open to being proved wrong. The gummy vitamins is immunity to poison. I will never forget that. Give me the thesis on defense. Every point of damage received adds a page of this thesis. Every 200 pages reduces all damage taken by one. So we'll teleport out. I don't want to buy, and you're gonna be mad, but it's only 130 HP down, and the potion heals you for a percentage of your maximum HP. So potions actually, and I learned this on the last run, in a big way, get a lot worse the lower your HP gets. So I'd rather not buy a potion. I'd rather rely on heals to just show up. Now, obviously, it's one of those, like, you know, best laid plans of mice and men sort of situation, but I feel like I gotta at least give it a try, you know? Help me. Help me. Spawn. Spawn! You cowards! The other thing is actually, having half cooldowns, it totally works. We can summon multiple agents at the same time before they despawn. That's not huge, because the overlap window is going to be pretty low. But it is fun. Don't step in the poison anymore, please. Anyway, we may have to buy a potion on this floor. But the dream is like... Oh, HP. The dream is like, fine. If we have to buy HP... That's so horrible. If we have to buy HP, we'll do it. But I don't want to do it on every single floor, if you don't mind. Okay, cool. So I died. Why did I die? I'm bad, but also double toil. Fair enough. Turns out, I'm no longer better than the game. My mistake. Let's try it again. 6 minutes down. Who cares? No big deal. No big loss. We're back, baby. Love it. Wait, what is this? All basic arcana have a secondary hit that deals reduced damage. What? We got that dash. I actually really like Sonic Boom, which is obviously not what it's called. But you're familiar with the video game by the name Street Fighter 2. It's one of Guile's moves. Or, as you called him if you grew up in a Canadian household, Gee. Because my parents, not knowing any better, not reading a whole lot of IGN at the time, told me the ILE sound is silent. Because he's French. Even though he fights at an American Air Force base. Thanks, Mom and Dad. You made me look like an idiot in front of my friends. Moving on. Not like I'm bitter or anything. Strafe Archer, probably the easiest boss. So far, I don't see a lot to be negative about. But trust me, that'll change. Oh, it'll change. No, I actually quite like this. We got abilities that can be used pretty frequently. Decent damage done. Very easy and obvious use cases. You got enemies near you, press any button, and they will be hit by something. Not a huge fan of the dash. That's the one I'll give you. Got some good AoE as well. But not a huge fan of the dash overall. And I will say this run pretty much necessitates us being like right up in the enemy grills. Not a whole lot of utility from standing back. But when we stand up in those grills, we're doing real well. So what I will say, you know what would be a killer arcana? The one that makes us immune to damage. Oh, careful. When we're left clicking or dashing. That would be top tier, because we're going to be doing an awful lot of that. Anything that enhances our ability to use our basic is also going to be important. If we can get it. If we can't, we can't. I will never pay for a ward. This is like the opposite of Dota. You know, in Dota, if you're a selfish character, selfish player, I should say, you never buy wards. In Dota, let me teach you a little secret about MOBAs, if you've never played them before in your life. The easiest way to be useful as a low-level player is to be a support. Buy the courier, buy the wards, place the wards. Royal Flush. Not that necessary. What the heck is Tracking Suit? Hunter's Stiletto. Increase damage against foes that are inflicted with a status ailment. Don't know about that one. What is our robe? Is a healing robe. That doesn't matter for this, now that I think about it. Yes, I will donate an arcana. You're taking my Cyclone Boomerang. You've given me Messy Prescription. Increases healing received from all sources. Now, I'll go back. But I don't really want to buy any of these. If I wanted anyone, I'd probably take Deferred Dynamo. Basically, it's just, you know, a lightning bolt. You might be saying, NL, it's 2 videos in a row where you made some Dota references. Have you returned to the beast? Absolutely not. I played Dota for about 400 hours, quit, came back 2 or 3 years... Oh, Tiny Alligator Art, no question. I know it's Crocodile, I just say it to make you mad. Came back 2 or 3 years later because my wife wanted to play. Played another 500 hours. Then one day I was like, hey, do you want to quit playing this game forever because it makes me hate myself? And she was like, yeah, that seems appropriate. And we have never played again. Don't take that as a knock on Dota. Dota is a masterful game. Is it a good game? See, I can't bring myself to say that. Because it is, but that's like part of the problem, you know? It's addictive. Extremely addictive. And I don't know, people should do like psychological studies to figure out what it is about Dota. And if they haven't figured it out, it's the same for League. And by the way, it's the same for Heroes of the Storm. People say, oh, you know, Heroes is no good. I played Heroes, probably 200 or 300 hours. Didn't get into it the same way I got into Dota, because I'm an adult. When I found myself getting that addiction mechanism, I pulled away for my own safety. But I still think Heroes of the Storm is a really, really fun game. Maybe not 200 or 300. I probably have like 100 hours. I don't want to misrepresent it. It's a lot of time, but it's not that much. There's something about a game, and it happens, like, I'm sure it happens to other people in fighting games, happens to me sometimes in sports games. It happened to Rocket League for sure. There's something about a game in, like, it's so good, but the vast majority of the time that you play it, you're not having any fun. And when you finish a game where you didn't have any fun, instead of your average game, where you go, okay, well, I'm never going to play this again, you go, no, you don't understand, I'm never going to stop playing this, I have to play more immediately. I have no idea what it is about those games that causes that phenomenon. It's like when your self-worth starts to be tied up in the game because you're like, I'm a good player of this. When you lose, it's like a self-esteem hit, and you gotta reclaim your sense of self or something. I have no idea. I wouldn't dare prognosticate, even though I just did. I think Special Snowflake is okay. Like, Isaac is not like that. Wow. 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 Please don't get me wrong here. I love Isaac. I could play that game forever. But when I'm done recording Isaac for the day, you are done. When I'm done recording Isaac for the day, I'm like, alright, no Isaac till tomorrow. Not a problem whatsoever. Dota was like a substantially different story. And it's not just me, a lot of people have this. There's dozens of us. Probably, you know, there's more than dozens out there. I'm making an Arrested Development joke. But help me. That's actually bull, by the way, just so you know. As long as you know that's bull, we're fine. It's like I was stuck on the wall. We're gonna make it out of this. Don't sweat it. We got the boss coming up. The boss is an opportunity for a big swing for us. Yeah, okay, well, no, because what I'm gonna do is instead buy HP so I don't die. And then we'll live with our present situation. Like, there's games, like I've been playing a lot of Wreckfist. I love that game. I'm having a lot of fun. When I finish playing that game for the night, I'm like, that was fun. Maybe I'll do it again. That's not the way you feel when you finish playing Dota for a night. You're like, I have to go to bed, but I don't want to. I want to keep playing this game that I sort of hate. Like, you're not having joy in the moment a lot of the time. Don't get me wrong. There's fun moments. They happen when you're ruining somebody else's game. We laugh because it's true, by the way. Doing so much worse than the last run. I might be able to get him before he uses his ult. Obviously, like, he was using the ult as I was saying. Took another hit at the end of that. That's very bad. But also, Thesis... Wait, Thesis on Defense was our last run. Disregard. We received more healing from all sources, so that's probably good. And Raging Inferno is fine. Sure. I mean, it's not bad. The run is okay. It's a little wonky, but it's got some stuff going on. Dude, I realized the other day that my cats don't respect me. And what I mean by that, I mean, they know I'm the food giver. Which is, you know, I have that role in a cat's life is kind of a sacred place. Can you not? But I realized this because Oh, wait a minute. I thought this just made an AoE around us. I was mistaken. I thought that my cats knew I was the king of the jungle. I have recently learned this is not the case, and I'll tell you how. When I go to the bathroom, there's a spot in the bathroom that cats like to sit in. It's the clothing hamper. They love it. I don't know why. Smells like us. Relatively warm. They get to mess things up. Completely invalidate a chore that we're trying to do. Make our dirty laundry even dirtier. You get the idea. Call me crazy. It's not like I think the cat's watching me when I defecate. I just don't want him in there. It's my own private moment, okay? So I throw Ruka out of the hamper, kick him out of the bathroom so I can do my business. I come out. Ruka is sitting in the spot where Tomo had been sitting when I went into the bathroom. So Ruka is gone. Hey, buddy. I got kicked out of my spot. Now I'm kicking you out of yours and taking it. Little did I know the plot was about to thicken. I go into my office. Tomo, my other cat, is sitting on my chair. We've all swapped positions. And Tomo was like, it really made me feel bad because I realized I was at the bottom of the pecking order. Ruka was like, well, I got kicked out of my spot. What am I going to do? I'll take Tomo's spot. Tomo got kicked out of his spot. What does he say? I'm going to take Egg's spot. Here I thought I was the king of the jungle. Little did I know. They don't even respect me as an equal. So I'll be the first to tell you. Something's not right on this run. And I think it's not right with yours truly. I don't want to say equivocally it's because our last run did so much damage that it's poisoned the well. But I did prognosticate that could be something that could happen. Now, is it happening? I can't say yes or no yet. We got a long way to go until we give up on this run. Plus, let's focus on the positive, right? 616, about to be 619, 621 actually, my mistake. Max HP. Our newfound, messy prescription doesn't synergize with Tiny Crocodile Heart, does it? Like, we don't heal off of our max HP growing, is what I'm trying to say. So there's, huge positives to focus on. You son of a gun. And I think, if you're asking me, this run's got a lot of upside associated with it right now. But instead of upside, I found myself being upset. How weird is that? Hey, stop that. I will say, I'm not being so concerned when I hear the ka-tunk. We're gonna need it, unfortunately. I like Permafrost Cube. When I hear the ka-tunk, I'm not as worried as I used to be because our HP is high enough that the Alchemist Stone, yeah, it turns our gems into gold, which is amazing. Because our HP is high enough that we start to get that ka-tunk when we're at less than 20% or something like that, which is actually a lot of HP right now. We're well above where we started. I don't feel fully comfortable with this setup yet, though. I don't know what we need to make me fully comfortable, but I'm just relying on right now the idea that hopefully I'll know it when I see it. Highly overkill. Step one for making that happen would be to stop spending so much money. I will buy Flare Rush, but I don't think it's that important. The only thing that makes me want to buy it is the fact that it doesn't take up a slot. And real estate is somewhat valuable in this game, much like it is in Vancouver. And everywhere, more or less. I mean, there are places, I suppose, where it's not that valuable. But if I ask you, it's like, you might, there's parts of Michigan, very famously, have very cheap real estate. But if I ask you, what's the most expensive thing to buy there, house has got to still be up there, right? I mean, it's not like that part of the world, that part of America, I should say, is, inundated with Mercedes dealerships or something like that, and it's like, well, yeah, all you can find in Detroit are luxury vehicles and cheap real estate. It's the promised land, boys. Can you just stop trying to do damage? Stop trying to hit me and hit me. Agent Smith, aka Morpheus. Fuzzy hand warmers. We cannot be frozen. I think that fuzzy hand warmers is relatively bad. But if we got nothing else taking up a slot, why not, buddy? So I'm thinking, I've been sitting on a gold mine accidentally, but not taking advantage of it. What's the gold mine? It's very simple. I didn't want to necessarily have to buy it, but I think it's sensible to do so. The gold mine is ion spike, which essentially is lightning piercing damage at range. By definition, I guess piercing damage almost always is at range, but you get what I mean? Like, we should be using this to initiate, I think. That's not the button you use to do it, though. It's E. Yeah, okay, that's not really a good proof of concept, but we'll try it again when we get a chance. %84 of the way down the floor. Dude, we're gonna have like 800 maximum HP. It's actually the inverse of our last long run. I know we had one run in between. I'm gonna try not to think about that, because I'm sad that we picked up a loss. Tends to be the way things... Excuse me, sir, how did you charge through my lightning? I don't care if you have a shield. Doesn't make sense that you charge through my lightning. You're supposed to be weak against this. No. I'm so scared of the spear, dude. Wait, can we charge up our right click? Am I a fool? We cannot charge our right click. Don't get it twisted. Alright, Red Shop Lord. You may take some of my relics. You may take fuzzy hand warmers. I think that's it. The thing is, I could give you Hunter's Stiletto, but I don't want you to have Hunter's Stiletto because we have Permafrost Cube. Permafrost Cube, I think, is a status effect. I think freezing counts as a status effect. If it does, we don't want to give you Permafrost Cube because Permafrost Cube is actually pretty good. My 2 cents. 2, 3, 4. Good enough, good enough. No need to get greedy there. That was really good damage. I tanked a little damage there. Dude, I can live with that. That was really good. Ooh, I have to be honest. Your boy really, really likes Shock Nova. I'm gonna stick with the ion spikes. One second, I gotta fix my microphone cord, but I'm gonna stick with the ion spikes, but Shock Nova, I can get down with this. Absolutely. That's the dream. And the dream works. Like the studio that made Shrek. The dream works, baby. So this run is close quarters. We got a lot of AoEs that do a lot of damage. That's fine, that's fine. Just slow down. Because we can hit him with multiple ion spikes. You know what, buddy? You're a tough player. I didn't realize. I was going toe-to-toe with the friggin' champ. Yo! How does he do it? Please come back. Please come back. I showed you my Arcana. Please come back. You're lucky. You're lucky I killed you somehow. Don't think about it too hard. I don't like it at all, actually. Even though it's an upgraded basic, I almost absolutely hate it. One of these days this is gonna work, dude. Alright, that sucked. Why didn't you just dash over there and deal with him? That's not the way I've been predisposed to deal with my problems on this run. Been trained to deal with them by throwing a lightning bolt at them. Absolutely. Wait, these are two different relics? See, this is where some of the confusion lies. Sure, we'll say goodbye to Deferred Dynamo. Look at the... when you have them next to each other, there is a difference. Captain's Ring. Equipping Arcana of different elements deals more damage. Not that good for us specifically here, but that's okay. When you have them not next to each other, you could see how you would be confused, is all I'm trying to say. We also now... it's yet another AoE. Which I am very, very pleased with. More AoEs. Hello, I didn't think you would come over this way. I'm glad you did. So with 825 HP, we probably bottomed out right now. Popped out? I don't know. We did... there's no room to go, is what I'm trying to say. You're lucky. Dude, Searing Crown takes forever to pop. Is it that good? Appears to have helped contribute, combined with my own idiocy, to me taking about 1,000 hits right there. Stop this. Dude, we're gonna get so much damage reduction. That's not my plan, but that's how I'm gonna spin it. That's more like it. A lot of positives. Mostly related to us having taken a lot of damage like a moron. Yeah, I mean, you know, whatever. We buy it. Who cares? Plenty of space left for future relics. Better Arcana in the future. It's a good setup. This is a winning setup. Not a one setup, but a winning setup. And 3-2, I'll level with you. It's a floor I do not mind rushing through. And I think that there is... very good reason to do so. Increases fire damage. Totally fine. I would say that we have 2 high damage fire Arcana. We have 3 in total, but... and I wouldn't really count the dash personally. You may disagree. The one negative thing I'll say about this run right now, feel like I've never gotten myself, like, just stuck with the, like, a loadout we're gonna stick with, you know? We're in, like, a Beach Boys situation where I'm constantly not at ease. Okay, I'm not talking about Circa Surfing USA. It's more of, like, a Pet Sounds era thing, but, you know, I guess I just wasn't made for these times. Please. Tell you what, how about we just dash over, punch him once, finish the job. That's what you gotta love about this run right now. The damage potential is off the hook. People still say that. You know what they definitely don't say? Off the his hook. 2000s were a weird time, dude. When you lived through them, and presumably everybody here did, unless you're under the age of like 8 years old, which would be pretty wild. Yes, give me money I will never pay back. Thank you. You didn't think it was that weird, but Seems weird now. If you make that dash, the world's your oyster. Everything else you just do by feel. Was it worth it, by the way? I wouldn't say it was not worth it. Does that answer your question? Not at all? Well, I digress then. Finally charged that. I could hear you talking out there in comment land. You're like, is he ever going to charge it? Guess what? We charged it. Once. I don't want to see these guys anymore. You interrupted my AoE, which left me at your behest. At your beck and call. I just froze you with fire. That's how mad I am. Am I going to have to buy? So I'm just going to level with you. This whole time I did think I still had Thesis of Defense, even though earlier on in the run I said, oh, that'll affect Thesis of Defense. And then my brain rightfully said, no, it won't, you idiot. That was on the last run. As the danger of being a moron. You should endeavor not to be whenever possible. At least it did something. Unlike that. So you would be right, by the way, if you were assuming that I'm not too proud of the way this floor has gone. However, you would be wrong to assume that this puts us in a bad position. We just buy our HP, our potion at the shop. And everything's hunky-dory. We've even already found the shop, so we can come back here. Might as well buy other things. I don't know. We don't need the VIP raffle, obviously. What about Arcana? No, we hated them. Already took something. Sometimes something is free. Calcifying bone mail. Increases armor for a short duration after taking damage. Alright. Raffle ticket. Has a chance that an item purchase will be free of charge. Literally the worst time to buy it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Took some damage there. I was under the assumption that I heard our signature charge up. This was clearly false. Surprisingly common recurring problem. None of these matter, but the raffle ticket matters the least. So now we might be in trouble. We'll see how we do against the Fire Lord. Probably the toughest signature to dodge. We don't need to have full HP to fight the final boss, but it's always going to be nice, obviously. You can get around it. 2, 3, 4, 5. We are fighting the enemy most resistant to our attacks. That shouldn't matter too much. Bad. This is the worst one. Extremely well handled. Every time with that one was pretty bad. We're only down like 100 HP though. Which, considering where we're at, is not actually that much. We're about to gain probably like, well, let's see. 38 times 3, so like a little bit over 100. 114 HP total. Which means we're going to gain another 114 upon entering, and we're going to gain another 114 upon killing the first phase, so... really, actually, kind of a lot of HP in the whole scheme of things. Which I believe I've been saying way too much. Very poor way to handle that. In my head, I was like, you're going to summon the orbs. When you summon the orbs, I'm going to be in the clear. What are you doing? Just do something. Classic example of getting just a little bit too greedy. Also, dodge in a direction. Don't dodge just backwards and forwards. It's a classic, like, Enter the Gungeon mistake. But, you know, there's plenty of recovery time. You should probably not just stand there. Over and over and over and over. Like a monkey with a miniature symbol. Signature time? I'm perpetually, like, in awe that I'm not taking much damage from this. I don't know, maybe we're using the armored robe. Because I really feel like I should be eating it a bit more than I am. Didn't get you, that's fine, just wait on it. Might get him. Yeah, dude, too easy. That was probably the worst fight we've had against that guy in, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 episodes, and yet here we are. With yet another victory. Wizard of Legend continues. All-win edition. Even though there was a loss at the start of the episode. Try not to let that bother you or distract you from the fact that in 1998, the mankind take you through. Okay, etc., etc. Yeah. Straight up, Contingent 99. Like the game. Like it a lot. Make this part skippable. You ever see The Binding of Isaac? You finish the game. Doom. You just press the space bar. You're done. Much slower than our last run, but, you know, fun in its own way. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!